Now on CoastTV News.
The summer sizzle is back today with highs well into the 90s. Then this evening, the possibility of severe weather with the first alert in effect. I'll time out the storms and talk about possible impacts coming up.
Dam damage as we await rain here on Delmarva, Minnesota, dealing with a very different water situation. Heavy rains there causing what we're seeing. We have the status of that flood water situation.
Abortion Medicaid mandate has been approved. The health coverage plan the Delaware General Assembly has sent to Governor Carney to be signed into law.
Skimmer suspects sought what we have learned so far about the investigation into a credit card skimming scheme in Sussex County.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And welcome to our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Paige Marley. It's Wednesday, June 26, 2024.
And if you're just joining us moments ago, Bob had his extended forecast just as we were going into the 6 o'clock hour. And Paige, I think I'll take this trade.
Yes.
I'll take the rain tonight into tomorrow morning for a nice Independence holiday next week. I will take that trade.
I agree. I think a lot of people coming to our coast will take that trade as well. I can't think of anyone who would want rain on the 4th of July.
You did want to go to the beach today, though.
I did. Well, I go to the beach early.
Yes.
So I don't think the rain tonight will be till later.
I think you got that window.
Yeah, I think so too. So see you guys there. But let's bring in Bob right now. Bob, we've been calling it this first alert day, but we're also kind of making it a first alert evening.
Yeah, we kind of break it down into chunks sometimes, morning and afternoon or evening. And this time we're thinking about first alert for the evening hours, as storms will probably roll in sometime around dark. But in the meantime, this morning, we're looking at temperatures in the low to even mid-70s, 75 Rehoboth, Georgetown 72, Ocean Pines right now, you're at 72. We've got a light southwest breeze, feels good now, but it's going to be hot throughout the day as we're looking at mostly clear skies, just some high clouds right now. I am watching a cold front back to the west with some storms. This energy will be pushing to the east and bumping into all this hot air later this evening, triggering showers. But this morning we're quickly into the mid-80s, mid-morning, and then by noon lower 90s, inland areas 70s, even some 90s along the beaches, 95 in Lewis, 93 in Georgetown, but feeling like 100 or hotter as we go into the evening hours. And then we're watching for that potential of storms later this evening. Be careful in the sun. UV index, it's a 9 today. Very high burn time is only 10 minutes. Hat, sunglasses, sunscreen, find some shade as well. We're in that very high range. The rest of the week, it does drop a little bit into the weekend with clouds and showers, but make sure to protect yourself in the sun.
Thank you, Bob. Rainfall, it's a big problem here in Minnesota. Authorities say that heavy water flow from recent heavy rains and a buildup of logs and debris on the Rapidan Dam caused the gates there a partial failure. You can see that on your screen right now. And Tuesday, officials said that the volume of floodwaters seemed to be dropping, but concerns do remain that more damage could occur.
With first alert conditions happening in our area later tonight, we wanted to see what the rainfall totals looked like this month. So here's what we found out. Rehoboth Beach, barely more than an inch of rain in June. In Ocean City, just over half an inch. Lewis received over an inch and a half. And then we looked inland at Georgetown. After the 25, well now 26 days in June, the Sussex County seat has less than 1 inch of rain.
New this morning, we have some pictures that we received from the Greenwood Volunteer Fire Company and their efforts to put out a dangerous brush fire. This was Tuesday night. According to the agency, the fire happened around 9 p.m. on 9-Foot Road. We do not have an update on what caused this fire or the damage that resulted, but police, they were on the scene there to direct traffic so the crews could work in putting that fire out.
Police are continuing to work on solving a skimmer mystery. So take a look at your screen. That's the device that was recovered by the Georgetown Police Department Friday. It was from the Dollar General store on East Market Street in Georgetown. Police say the skimmer was installed on June 15th, and customers alerted the store after seeing fraudulent charges on their card. After that, an employee took a closer look at the machines, and that's when they found that skimming device attached to one of their self-checkout systems. That led to them calling the police. But here's one thing you can do to avoid being scammed.
If a device looks like it's unusual or something's been added onto it or anything like that, don't necessarily pulling on the devices or pulling on the equipment that's owned by these stores, particularly Dollar General. It seems as though that's a popular place for these to be placed. But at least make the employees aware, and maybe they can check out the device to see if it is legit.
And last week, the Felton Police Department they discovered a credit card skimming device at that Dollar General store. But at this time, authorities don't know if both of those are connected.
Developing news in Milford. 2 Kent County men are now facing felony charges after police found them with over 600 doses of suspected heroin. The Milford Police Department says it happened near Airport Road and North DuPont Boulevard, and officers originally pulled over Jorge Ortiz for a registration violation, and during the stop, that's when they discovered the passenger, Edwin Rodriguez, had active warrants for his arrest. Ortiz was committed to the Department of Correction. He's scheduled to appear for a preliminary hearing at a later date. Rodriguez was released with new court dates.
A bill expanding abortion access is making its way to the desk of Delaware Governor Carney after being passed by the House and the Senate. We're talking House Bill 110. It mandates most private health insurance plans, the state employee health insurance plan, and Delaware's Medicaid program cover abortion-related services beginning January 1st, 2025. Sponsors of the bill claim it will lower out-of-pocket costs and eliminate financial barriers to abortion access. The bill will also prevent most health insurance plans from charging copays, deductibles, or other cost-sharing for abortion services. It does, however, have a cap coverage at $750 per person per year.
It is a moral issue that has been debated for decades, and now Delaware could become the next state to allow for physician-assisted suicide. By the narrowest of margins, the legislation passed in the Senate on Tuesday. It impacts patients who have been given 6 months or less to live. 2 doctors must sign off on the patient's request to end their life, and the patient must also prove they are in a mentally sound state to make this decision. If Governor John Carney does sign it into law, Delaware would become the 12th state to allow medical-assisted suicide.
Sussex County is expanding options for accessory dwelling units. County Council adopted an ordinance that aims to promote affordable housing options in southern Delaware. The new rules allow for separate or attached units, and they raise the maximum floor area to 1,000 square feet. Accessory dwelling units can now also have a self-contained kitchen space. The county says property owners no longer have to go before the Board of Adjustment to add an ADU. Private deed and homeowner association restrictions would overrule the county ordinance.
An update to a larger story that we've been covering for you, how communities on Delmarva plan to deal with the legalization of recreational marijuana. And we're now getting a better indication of Milton's plans. Town officials there want to schedule a hearing on how it will regulate recreational marijuana. Right now, an ordinance is being drafted that would prohibit manufacturing and testing facilities and marijuana retail stores. Council could look at adopting this after a future hearing, and the date of a public hearing on this ordinance could be set at next week's town council meeting. And
Milton's not the only town looking at regulating pot. Monday night, Georgetown Town Council had another first reading on an ordinance that outlines regulations for recreational marijuana businesses. Compared to other towns in Sussex County, Georgetown has gone against the grain with its stance on recreational marijuana. There are outright bans in Rehoboth Beach, Dewey Beach, Fenwick Island, Bethany Beach, and South Bethany, just to name a few.
After a sluggish start in the spring, Ocean City is seeing the money it collects from parking. It's on the rise. That's compared to last year, according to the Parking Division. Memorial Day weekend, that was a big reason why. With parking becoming more and more difficult to find, one local we spoke with says he's seen how hard parking can be.
When one car pulls out, there's another one pulling right in. So, yeah, it gets pretty busy.
And the Parking Division is hopeful that it will meet projected parking numbers for the rest of the year.
And while we're talking parking, Ocean City Town Manager Terry McGeehan discussed the possibility of removing 2 20-minute parking spots on 17th Street. These 2 spots are oddly placed where the bus lane is, and according to McGeehan, he hasn't seen anyone actually park there. Ocean City is currently talking to the property owner regarding those 2 spots. They hope to have them removed for a clearer bus lane.
Could soon learn, soon as this week actually, who former President Donald Trump's running mate will be.
Yeah, 4 sources familiar with the discussions tell NBC News the announcement could move up ahead of tomorrow's closely watched debate. NBC's Alice Barr shows us what's top of mind for each candidate.
With both President Biden and former President Trump looking to break through in tomorrow night's debate, 4 sources tell NBC News the Trump campaign is thinking of making a splash by announcing his pick for running mate as soon as this week. The former president not tipping his hand yet in an interview on Newsmax.
We'll make a decision fairly soon, and I think people will be very happy with this decision.
The vice presidential contenders getting the most buzz are Senators Marco Rubio and J.D. Vance and North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum.
Looking forward to the debate for sure, and we'll be in Atlanta.
All three previously ran against Mr. Trump.
What we are dealing with here, my friends, is a con artist.
Would you ever do business with Donald Trump?
I don't think so.
Or spoke out against him.
I'm a never Trump guy.
Before becoming his loyal allies, the former president had planned to announce his choice around next month's Republican National Convention, but recently said he'd already made up his mind. And as both candidates prepare for the debate, the Trump team is both slamming President Biden over his age and readiness and managing expectations.
He is also a career politician.
The Biden team hoping for a clear contrast.
Seeing a president in Joe Biden who is fighting relentlessly for the American people to get things done for them. And across from that, they'll see Donald Trump, who's increasingly unhinged.
Both candidates with a lot to prove on a consequential night. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
We're just getting started this hour of Coast TV News Today.
Yeah, page coming up, middle schoolers distribute dishes. We'll show you how a group of students gave back to the community at the Food Bank of Delaware.
Also a push for a possible vet in Georgetown. We're telling you why some pet owners think a hospital is needed in that area.
And Fenwick Island decides on dredging. We'll tell you how soon that project could begin in the town after a meeting takes place on Friday. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
Enhance your summertime state of mind with Johnson Seed and Feed. Locally sourced trees, plants, ornamentals, and mulch. And folks that know the land. Keep your Delmarva lawn happy with our lawn checklist and our custom Eastern Shore blend. Your bare feet will thank you. Call ahead to pre-order, pick up curbside, get it delivered, or just come by for pet supplies and so much more. And you'll be singing about our selection for the birds. Summertime's sweeter when you buy local at Johnson Seed and Feed.
Pohanka Ford of Salisbury says it's time to get more at the shore. Get more for your money with financing as low as 0% for 60 months on a new Ford Edge. Get more discounts, as much as over $10,000 off MSRP on this new F-150 pickup. And our $2,000 discount brings the sale price on this new Escape to only $28,904. So come into Pohanka Ford of Salisbury this week and get more at the shore.
My baby drives a Pohanka.
Attention Delmarva homeowners. HomeSmart is looking for 50 homes to participate in our first ever bath makeover event. 50 homeowners will receive test market pricing on a beautiful new walk-in shower. We want to showcase our Kohler Luxstone showers in real bathroom conditions, including Kohler's proprietary crushed stone walls that won't harbor bacteria or soap scum. That's right, homeowners will receive promotional pricing just to determine if our exquisite product lines are the right fit for your bathroom project. 50 homeowners who call now will save. Receive 50% off installation of a new Kohler Luxstone shower. Plus, call during this program for no payments until 2025. Senior and military discounts. Call HomeSmart now with zip code and location to qualify. Call 1-800-616-8289. That's 1-800-616-8289.
6:13 on this Wednesday morning. Just seeing some high clouds out there in our Tyndall's Casual Furniture Camp. 75 in Laurel, shaping up to be a hot day right now. Low to mid 70s, a little cooler in Ocean City at 64. We've got a southwest breeze that will turn into a hot breeze later on with high clouds and lots of sunshine for today. Looking to the west later this evening for that potential of severe weather. Make sure you have a lot of water on the golf cart today. I put it in the good category on purpose because it's going to be so hot out there. It's not excellent. 95, very hot. Watch for evening showers and storms.
In Lewis, work on Dorman Road between Connolly's Chapel and Route 24. It's not going to start on Monday as planned. Work has been postponed there. DelDOT says the work is planned for a crossroad pipe installation, and a new traffic alert will go out when that work is rescheduled. On CoastTV.com, we have more information on this project and the detours that will follow. Plans to dredge parts of the Little Assawoman Bay in Fenwick Island, they are moving forward this Friday at the Town Council meeting. If the dredging committee's pick for a contractor is approved, that means the project could be finalized. Contractor for the project was chosen by the dredging committee last week. This project's going to cost about $2.3 million. Overall, if it is approved, the project could begin in September.
OpenAI is delaying its launch of its latest feature over some safety testing. The artificial intelligence company planned to release a new voice assistant feature for ChatGPT this month. But the reason now for the delay is more safety testing. OpenAI said it needs just some more time to make the new voice version of its chatbot better at noticing and also blocking some content. The FCC has reached a $1 million settlement with Verizon. It's over 911 call outages in 6 states. This happened in December of 2022. The outage lasted for 1 hour and 44 minutes. To settle the matter, Verizon has agreed to implement a compliance plan and pay a $1 million civil penalty. Still ahead this morning, it's a push for a possible vet hospital in Georgetown. When that plan could move forward, that would bring emergency care to your furry friends.
Beautiful conditions in Lewis, just a few clouds, 74 there. It's going to be a sizzle. The summer sizzle is back today with highs in the 90s, feeling like 100s. Be careful out there. Then a first alert this evening for the potential of severe weather. I'll talk impacts and more on the heat and those storms coming up in 2 minutes.
Track the storm with CoastTV First Alert Weather.
Join us for a life-saving event at the Blood Bank of Delmarva in Salisbury on June 29th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Give the gift of life by donating blood. Your donation can make a world of difference to those in need, and you'll be helping to save lives right here in our community. Bring your friends and family and be a part of something truly special. Remember, every drop counts and every donor matters. Together, let's make a positive impact on our community. Coast Country Cares, sponsored by Spicer Brothers.
Got a plumbing problem that can't wait? Then why would you? At FH Fur, we know how frustrating it is to be stuck waiting for help, which is why we offer same-day service guaranteed. Whether it's a leaky faucet, a clogged drain, a broken pipe, you name it, the expert plumbers at FH Fur are standing by and ready to get you out of hot water, or maybe into some hot water if that's your issue. Same-day service guaranteed, regardless of your plumbing predicament.
877-CALL-FUR, FHFur.com.
Right now, pet dander, skin cells, mold spores, pollen, and dirt are being sucked into your air ducts. Get cleaner air and system efficiency now with Stanley Steamer. For over 75 years, we've continually engineered our equipment and processes to deep clean your entire home. Your air ducts aren't clean until they're Stanley Steamer clean.
We're approaching 6:18 on this Wednesday morning. We have a live look for you at Ocean City. That early morning sunshine just off in the distance there over the condo. Bob, you are tracking red alert conditions. It's going to be hot today. It's more like the concern is for later tonight.
Right, yeah. So we've got the hot day in store, and that's going to get the atmosphere fired up for later this evening for the potential of severe weather. I want to say that because I think these storms roll in later, probably after sunset. So we are looking at that threat, and the Storm Prediction Center has us in actually 2 levels, a level 1 farther south, a low risk of severe weather, and then a slight risk in this level 2, which extends from Salisbury to Ocean Pines to Millsboro, Eastern Shore, up to the rest of Delaware. Here is where we have a better chance of maybe seeing some wind damage later tonight. And then in the Greens area, farther south through the rest of Maryland and Virginia, we're seeing a low chance. That doesn't mean we can't spin up a weak tornado, but I think maybe damaging winds and hopefully some beneficial rain. Low to mid-70s right now out the door, very mild, and the breeze not too strong now, but it will pick up today as we have some high clouds floating through. A beautiful start to our day as we're looking at mostly clear skies. skies, but we are looking to the west for changes as there is a cold front across the Midwest to see a big complex of storms moving out of Missouri into the Tennessee Valley. And eventually this cold front will swing through, bump into all this very hot air, and then trigger some of those showers and storms tonight. But first, it's the heat as we're warming up through the 70s this morning. And then by 9:30, already 84 Delmarva, Georgetown, and 70s and 80s along the coast. And then by 12:30, we're into the lower 90s for many areas. That's where you have to be extra careful. 70s and 80s at the beaches. And then we're into the mid-90s by 4 o'clock. And with that humidity feeling like at least 100 degrees and pretty warm at the beaches as well, and even hot into this evening. Now, it looks like the timing of the showers and storms later this evening, maybe 9 p.m. and on as those showers and storms move in. Initially, maybe some wind damage as we talked about. Let's hope we get some heavy rain, some beneficial heavy rain. I think we could see more of those showers through the overnight. Not severe by 4:30, just run-of-the-mill showers. Let's hope it's a widespread rain event. And then we start to see the showers diminishing tomorrow morning, mostly cloudy by noon. And then I think the clouds start to move out by the afternoon hours and temperatures in the 80s. There's a low chance of a tornado threat tonight. I think a moderate chance of heavy rain and wind damage. Make sure those lawn ornaments, lawn furniture is secured, and a low chance of large hail. Feels like temperatures this afternoon eclipsing 100 in many places as we head into the weekend. I know it's not the best timing, but we definitely do need the rain, and we could pick up some beneficial rain tonight into tomorrow, maybe a quarter to at least a half an inch. Let's hope. Paul Davis, 7-day forecast. Hot today and then stormy tonight. Thursday, 88, 81 Friday, and then a muggy weekend. Showers Saturday, 88, and some storms on Sunday, 90, and then cooler and drier into early next week.
All right, thank you, Bob. Sussex County has plenty of parks for dogs to play in, but there are a lot of close-by options if they were to get hurt, and this could change. A veterinarian wants to open a 24/7 emergency and surgical hospital in Georgetown. The building location of the site plan was approved 2 years ago, and now SPG Development, LLC, is asking to amend that conditional use approval to include the veterinary facility. So we caught up with local pet owners who say this hospital gives them hope for the health and safety of their furry friends.
I actually lost a cat because we didn't have any access to local emergency services in the middle of the night, and we had to put him down due to it.
I love my dog as my child too, so I would like to see one be a lot closer in case something were to happen.
The proposed hospital would have soundproofing materials and a fenced-in area for the recovering pets.
And this brings us now to our Coast TV poll. We've been asking you, what's your main concern about veterinary care in Sussex County?
80%, overwhelming number of you who are voting say no emergency vet. That's the one that's got the most votes. Then you can see the distribution, too expensive, can't get an appointment, and the vets are too far away. So I think the bottom line from this is the need is for more veterinary care.
Oh, I agree with the majority. I've been in a scary situation before, too.
If you haven't voted yet, you can still do so at CoastTV.com or our mobile app. And up next on Coast TV News Today, students distribute dishes. We'll tell you what one says giving back means after spending the day at the Food Bank of Delaware. Coast TV News Today. We'll be right back.
The UV Index Weather Report is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism, somewhere to smile about.
It's whaler season at Taylor Marine Center. Enjoy summer savings on the unsinkable legend, Boston Whaler. Taylor Marine Center has unprecedented inventory, factory incentives, and year-end savings on Montauk's, Vantages, the newly designed Dauntless, and the offshore classic Outrage. Taylor Marine Center, with 2 award-winning locations to serve you in Milford, Delaware, and Ocean City, Maryland. Visit Taylor Marine today, your whaler season dealer.
For every season, every weather moment, stay ahead with the Coast TV First Alert Weather Phone. Just call 443-880-9100. Your forecast just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalis, Brockstead, and Federico.
Life is all about choices.
And on Delmarva, we know you have a lot of country music stations to choose from.
Well, at Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3, we believe we do more of what you want.
And playing stuff that we love too, like Morgan Wallen.
Morgan Wallen?
Lainey Wilson.
Lainey Wilson.
Plus all the good stuff too, Reba, Brooks and Dunn, Garth, and all the classics in between.
So we're issuing the Coast Country Challenge.
Tune us in for a week and we're sure when you'll accept the challenge,
you'll feel Delmarva proud too.
Show a hard-working woman in your life the appreciation they deserve with Working Woman Wednesdays.
If
could be your mother, your wife, a coworker, or any woman you know. Nominate them for a chance to win a special prize pack. Go to WBOC1025.com, fill out a short form, and tell us why they are so special and deserve to be honored.
Then join me, Stinson, every Wednesday as I announce that week's winner.
Working Woman Wednesdays only on 1025 WBOC.
Holidays are here again. The Bargain King is your best friend.
Folks, the cheap just got cheaper. At Ollie's, everything in our store is 15% off, and we mean everything. Hurry in. Ollie Days absolutely end Sunday, June 30th. Ollies.us.
Ollie! Good stuff, cheap!
Middle schoolers spent Tuesday giving back. The volunteers of the Millsboro Police Youth Academy worked with the Food Bank of Delaware. They distributed food to families in need within the community. At Millsboro Middle School, families lined up to receive food packages that were placed in the trunk of their vehicle. The young volunteers say it felt good to give back.
I just like to help my community and give back to them. That's like, it's fun to do and it's nice to do. Like when you get home, you get to think about it and you get to you feel good about your day because you help somebody else.
And the food packages had meat, grains, and even produce and candy inside.
First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihe joins us again. And during the daylight hours, Bob, it's more about the heat for this Wednesday.
It really is. You know, it's kind of a 1-2 punch from Mother Nature. We've got the heat and then that storm potential for this evening. So be careful in that heat and watch out for rip currents. We've had several fatalities across the East Coast and the Gulf of Mexico due to rip currents. So if you see a flat spot in the water and rough edges around it, swim parallel to the beaches. Chincoteague and Assateague, you're looking at lower 80s today and a few clouds from time to time. Looks like the storms roll in later tonight. Waves around 2 to 4 feet. Fenwick Island and Ocean City, we're looking at low to mid 80s as we go into the afternoon. 3-day forecast for Cambridge, 95 today, but cooling through the 80s Thursday and Friday. And the same for Crisfield, lower 90s today, and then back to 83 by Friday. I'll have more on that storm potential tonight, and your weekend looking a little wet. That's not all that bad. I'll have your forecast coming up.
Thank you. Coming up after the break, aiding abortion access, we're telling you about the new bill making its way to Governor Carney's desk that protects reproductive care.
Also, credit card con. We'll tell you how to protect your pockets after skimming devices were found in Sussex County.
And flooding, fighting one dam. We're showing you the major damage after floods overtook it. We'll be right back.
When I decided to have my kitchen done, I knew I wanted it done professionally, and that's when I contacted Ellen. She took me to the Delmarva Design Center.
From the moment I bring a customer into Delmarva Design Center, the ideas start to flow. First thing we do is take a stroll around the showroom so we can look at all the different vignettes to get ideas of what they like and see what they react to.
For each of the different aspects that I wanted to change in my kitchen, there were experts here, and everyone was so helpful. They listened to what I had to say, and they had great ideas that helped me put together exactly what I wanted for my kitchen.
My goal is to have the customer enjoy their space as quickly as possible, and Delmarva Design Center helps me do that.
My kitchen is one of my favorite places now. It's something that I use every single day of my life. I'm elated with my experience at the Delmarva Design Center.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
Summer means Beat the Peak season for Delaware Electric Cooperative members. Our co-op issues Beat the Peak alerts when the cost of energy is highest. During peak alerts, we ask members to voluntarily conserve energy, lowering our overall cost for power. Download our Beat the Peak app to receive alerts when it's time to save. If you own a programmable thermostat or electric vehicle, you can also receive billing credits when you conserve. DEC's rates are the lowest in the region. Beat the Peak and help us keep energy costs affordable.
Join Salisbury PFLAG and Salisbury Allies to celebrate kindness, love, diversity, and inclusion at the Salisbury Pride Festival and Parade, Saturday, June 29th in downtown Salisbury. Enjoy entertainment, exhibits, food, drinks, performances of an eclectic lineup of local talent, and more. Plus, join renowned drag queen, cabaret performer, and Grand Marshal Magnolia Applebottom for the parade that kicks off at 3 p.m. Visit SalisburyPrideParade.com for more info.
Now on CoastTV News.
The summer sizzle is back today, highs into the 90s, then storms this evening with severe weather possible. It is a first alert in effect at that time. I'll time out the storms and talk about possible impacts coming up.
Wreckage from rain, that is what is being dealt with in Minnesota. We look at the dam failure there, plus the rain situation this month on Delmarva.
Delaware abortion insurance inclusion. We're breaking down the abortion legislation that was just passed by the General Assembly.
Milton marijuana consideration, the ordinance that is being written dealing with cannabis businesses near the banks of the Broadkill River.
This is Coast TV News Today.
June 26, 2024. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick, Morning Page.
Good morning. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Paige Marley.
Time is 6:29. Now, Bob mentioned rip currents just a moment ago. I was looking it up. North Carolina alone, get this, Page, 150 swimmers had to be rescued there over the past week.
Bob was telling us earlier, I mean, it's hitting so many states, so many areas, so I haven't heard too much about rescues being needed in our area.
Same here, but it's something to be mindful of, especially the ocean's going to be churned up over the next couple of days.
Yeah, be very, very careful. Don't go out there when the lifeguards aren't there. But we will bring in Bob right now. Bob, is this, when there's a storm coming later tonight, should people be wary this morning of rip currents?
I think we should be wary of rip currents pretty much all day long because, as I mentioned earlier, they have been occurring a lot up and down the East Coast. So you really want to be careful around jetties, piers, things like that. You see that flat spot in the water and it's choppy around it. Yeah, be careful. Stay out of there. Temperatures are warm this morning in the low to mid 70s, and we've got a southwest breeze, and that will bring in very hot air today. We've got some high clouds right now, so we're looking at mostly sunny skies, and we've got a front developing, a lot of energy across the Midwest with storms there, and that will crash into all this heat later on, giving us that chance of storms tonight. But 70s quickly changed to 80s this morning, and then by noon we're into the upper 80s and 90s inland, even some 90s along the beaches. Once again, watch out for that rip current threat along the coast. 70s and 80s there, low to mid 90s inland with the humidity, feels like around 100 later on, and then it's hot this evening, priming the atmosphere for that chance of storms later on this evening. Today's checklist: stay in the AC, dress for summer, have water on hand. They say even if you're not thirsty to drink water, so make sure you stay hydrated, have a cold beverage, preferably non-alcoholic. Sunscreen at least 30 SPF and plus and higher, and make sure you have your sunglasses as well.
Bob, thank you. We have some shocking video now to show you. Severe weather we could be getting already arrived in the Midwest. According to authorities there, heavy water flow from recently heavy rains and a buildup of logs and debris on the dam gates have caused a partial failure at the Rapidan Dam. That's what you're seeing on your screen. Tuesday, officials said that the volume of floodwaters seemed to be dropping, but concerns remain that more damage could happen.
And with first alert conditions happening later tonight here, we wanted to see what the rainfall totals look like this month so far, and here's what we found. Rehoboth Beach, barely more than an inch of rain in June. Ocean City, just over half an inch. Lewis has reached over an inch and a half. And then we looked inland at Georgetown, just 25 days into June. The total there in the Sussex County seat, less than 1 inch of rain.
We have new details about the credit card skimming device that was found at a Dollar General store in Georgetown. We now know the device used to steal your credit card information was at that Dollar General store for about a week.
Coast TV News reporter Ana Sofia Roman shows us what the community and authorities are saying about these incidents in Sussex County.
Device, Georgetown police say was installed on June 15th at the Dollar General store on East Market Street, but was recovered from the Georgetown store on Friday. Virginia Layfield was shocked when finding out this was happening so close to home.
It's terrible. I didn't believe that it was really going to happen. And then you hear it on the news, you don't know from one day to the next of what can happen in a small area like this.
Lieutenant Matthew Barlow expands on how police became aware of the incident.
It was called in through our dispatch apparently by one of the employees of the Dollar General, who was alerted by one of their customers that fraudulent charges had possibly been made from their card. They went back to the store because that was the last place that they used their card, and apparently they alerted them. They checked the equipment and they found that there was a skimmer attached to it.
We spoke to multiple people who said they had their car skimmed by the device. Although they didn't want to appear on camera, one victim said she had $381 taken off of her EBT card. Customers like Layfield say they avoid using cards because of cases of fraud like this. But police continue to investigate.
We are reaching out to our partners with the FBI, see if we can do facial recognition, see if it's part of a larger group.
Keeping our community safe from scammers. In Georgetown, Ana Sofia Roman, Coast TV News.
And just last week, the Felton Police Department discovered a credit card skimming device at that Dollar General store there. But at this time, authorities don't know if both those cases are connected.
A bill expanding abortion access is making its way to the desk of Delaware Governor Carney after being passed by the State House and Senate. House Bill 110 mandates most private health insurance plans, the state employee health insurance plan, and Delaware's Medicaid program cover abortion-related services starting January 1st, 2025. Sponsors of this bill, they claim this will lower out-of-pocket costs and eliminate financial barriers to abortion access. The bill will also prevent most health insurance plans from charging co-pays, deductibles, or other cost-sharing for abortion services. It does cap coverage at $750 per person per year.
Milton is looking into holding a future public hearing on marijuana establishments. According to the town's agenda, officials want to schedule a hearing on how the town will regulate recreational marijuana within their town limits. Right now, an ordinance is drafted that aims to prohibit manufacturing and testing facilities and marijuana retail stores. Council could look at adopting this after a future hearing. The town will be talking about scheduling one at next Monday's council meeting.
WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange is free. This is after pleading guilty to one felony charge. That plea deal is for time served since he already spent 62 months in a London prison. Assange's 2019 indictment lists 18 felony charges. His new plea deal comes conspiring to unlawfully obtain and disseminate classified U.S. defense information. He admits he did that via WikiLeaks, but argues the Espionage Act stifles free speech. Still more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Still ahead, the acting Maryland Fire Marshal is advising you on how to handle fireworks this upcoming 4th of July, what the agency is suggesting so you and your family stay safe.
Also on Tuesday, the Shorebirds returned home, the pitching duel that developed against Down East.
And Salisbury celebrating Pride when the event promoting diversity and unity takes place, and what this year's theme is. Stick with us on Coast TV News Today.
We salute the United States Coast Guard. The U.S. Coast Guard, often hailed as the Sentinel of the Seas, plays a crucial role in maritime safety, security, and environmental stewardship. From daring search and rescue missions to enforcing maritime laws, Coast Guard personnel are on the front lines protecting America's waters. We salute all those who have served and continue to serve in the Coast Guard, demonstrating unwavering valor and vigilance in their duties. Their commitment to safeguarding our nation's coastlines and maritime interests is vital for national security and the safety of those at sea.
Spicer Brothers and Coast TV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Oh, porches. Hello, aren't you the guy I see on TV, the porch protection guy?
Yeah, I would say.
So they're made of marine grade materials that last for years?
Yeah, I would.
And they say I could use my porch all year round?
I think so.
And they keep the dirt, pollen, and rain and wind out? And the custom made right here locally?
They are.
I got to run, but it was really nice talking to you.
Well, it was nice talking to you too.
Call or visit porchprotection.com for your free quote.
Here at the Delmarva Sports Network, we know sports is more than a game. It's about your teams in your town coming together to celebrate, bringing sports to life, and creating bonds that last a lifetime. At DSN, we're proud to capture that spirit, plus the dedication and passion of your athletes. That's why DSN was awarded Outstanding Year-Round Local Sports Coverage. We're honored to be part of your team's journey. Delmarva Sports Network. Local teams, big dreams.
Join us for a life-saving event at the Blood Bank of Delmarva in Salisbury on June 29th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Give the gift of life by donating blood. Your donation can make a world of difference to those in need, and you'll be helping to save lives right here in our community. Bring your friends and family and be a part of something truly special. Remember, every drop counts and every donor matters. Together, let's make a positive impact on our community. Coast Country Cares, sponsored by Spicer Brothers.
6:39 on our Wednesday morning, seeing some high clouds on our Hershey Exteriors Camp. 64 in Ocean City. Inland already low to mid 70s, and we are getting really hot as we go through the day. The winds are coming in out of the southwest. They'll get breezy later on. Some high clouds now. We widen out the view, mostly clear skies. Warm front to the south moves through. That will bring in very hot air, and then we're watching to the west for storms perhaps later this evening. Golf forecast for today. Pack plenty of water. Easy for me to say. 95, very hot, and then those showers and storms probably after golfing time after dark. Call the CoastTV First Alert weather phone. The number is 443-880-9100. I just updated it. It's sponsored by Baird, Mandalas, Brockstead, and Federico.
Right now, the town of Ellendale is looking for volunteers to help out at their upcoming Family Fun Day event. It's in August. They need some help with setting up the event and helping run activities. It's set for Saturday, August 17th. It'll have local vendors and food trucks to enjoy all around Town Hall and the town park.
Salisbury Pride Parade Festival is back this weekend. It all starts with the parade at 3 p.m. this Saturday on Circle Avenue. Then the main event, or the event, moves to the main stage for performances until 7 p.m. The vibrant celebration of diversity and unity is taking on a 90s theme this year, and our very own Petey the Peacock, everyone's favorite, will be out there checking out the entertainment, vendors, and food.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Over on the diamond, the Delmarva Shorebirds were back at Purdue Stadium last night for the first of a 6-game set against Down East Wood Ducks. Let's get right to the action. In the third, bases juice for Wood Ducks. JoJo Blackman gets one letter high, drives it to right center. Braylon Tavera all over it, but it's plenty to bring home the runner from third. That'll make it 1-0 Wood Ducks as they trot on home. We head to the bottom half. Colt Ehrman leading off for the Shorebirds. Gets a bit jammed. Marcos Torres running down the right field line. Makes a sliding grab. Tough play there to wrap up the inning. Top four now. Runner on second, 2 outs. Down East sends the runner, testing Ehrman's arm. That's a bad idea. Throws the runner out. It's his second runner caught stealing of the game to end the inning. We head to the fifth. Still 1-0 ball game. Eshedri Vargas at the dish. Mashes one to deep left field. Steven Acevedo can only watch it fly out of the yard. 6th blast of the year for Vargas makes it 2-0. Top six now. 1-on-1 down. Chandler Pollard at the plate for the Wood Ducks. A high chopper to short. This is going to look routine. Leandro Arias, Aaron Estrada, Brian Hernandez. 6-4-3 ends the inning. The Shorebirds defense did their part tonight, but the offense couldn't follow up. A 2-0 win for the Wood Ducks. Wins it. That'll do it for sports. Have a great day, everyone.
And as summer movie season heats up, we have previews for films coming this fall and next fall. Here's David Daniel with the Hollywood Minute.
Who's with Red?
Reach! Someone took Nick. We're gonna find him.
I'm bringing in Jack O'Malley. He's probably the best tracker in the world.
When Santa Claus is kidnapped, his security chief brings in a tracker who just happens to be on Nick's naughty list in Red 1. Dwayne Johnson is the muscle, J.K. Simmons is the jolly old elf, and Chris Evans is definitely not Captain America. The first trailer for the action flick just dropped. Red 1 arrives in theaters November 15th.
Should we all go upstairs to the bedroom?
I think it's best we don't go up to the bedroom tonight.
With Kinds of Kindness now in theaters, its core trio is looking to their next film together. Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons are reuniting with director Yorgos Lanthimos for Begonia, about two conspiracy-minded men who kidnap a CEO, believing she's an alien who wants to destroy Earth. Begonia is due in theaters November 7th, 2025. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Here's what's coming up today at 4 on Coast Life. A real treasure right in the middle of Berlin. We're introducing you to your new favorite spot to shop for jewelry. And it's the first time this is being seen at the Olympics. we're introducing you to one of the athletes. And counting down until the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. All that and more today at 4 on Coast Life.
Looking forward to that. Looking forward to a hot day. It's a dry start. Some clouds in Salisbury, 72. But the summer sizzle is back today with highs in the 90s, feeling like 100s. Then a first alert for this evening for the potential of severe weather later on after dark. I'll talk about the impacts, the heat, and the storms coming up in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
NBC News Daily, weekdays at 1 on Coast TV.
Transform your bath today with Baths by Spicer Brothers.
Call now and ask about our Refresh for Less promotion and get a new bath or shower for only $69.95. Plus, get 20% off all upgrades.
Imagine stepping into a beautifully renovated bath designed by our experts and installed by our certified professionals.
This offer is hotter than a sauna and won't last forever. So don't miss out on our Refresh for Less promotion for just $69.95 with 20% off all upgrades.
Before you sign, keep Baths by Spicer Brothers in mind because you deserve the best.
Holidays are here again. The Bargain King is your best friend.
Folks, the cheap just got cheaper. At Ollie's, everything in our store is 15% off, and we mean everything. Hurry in. Ollie Days absolutely end Sunday, June 30th. Ollies.us.
Ollie! Good stuff, cheap!
Track the storm with Coast TV First Alert Weather. Download the free Coast TV First Alert Weather app with live satellite and radar, severe weather alerts, and extended forecast. Sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling.
Show a hardworking woman in your life the appreciation they deserve with Working Woman Wednesdays.
It could be your mother, your wife, a coworker, or any woman you know. Nominate them for a chance to win a special prize pack. Go to WBOC1025.com, fill out a short form, and tell us why they are so special and deserve to be honored.
Then join me, Stinson, every Wednesday as I announce that week's winner.
Working Woman Wednesdays, only on 1025 WBOC.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
Feeling the summer sizzle? Is it turning your home into a sauna? At FH Fur, we know you can't wait when your AC is down for the count. That's why we're offering same-day service, guaranteed. If we don't make it to you the very same day, you will pay a diagnostic or dispatch fee, plain and simple. So whether your AC is blowing hot air, your thermostat is on the fritz, or your entire system needs replacing, an FH Fur expert technician will bring your comfort back today.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
It is 6:46 on your Wednesday. It's time for a live look now at Laurel. Looking pretty good there, Bob. And, we've been talking all day. Weather for this evening getting a little rocky, so it would be good to get the Coast TV weather app on everyone's phone.
That's right. We were talking about weather apps during the break, and the Coast TV weather app had those storms rolling in this evening around 9 p.m. So you get the hour-by-hour forecast on the app. Also, the radar tags the storms. It tells you how severe or not severe they are. So important to scan that QR code for the Coast TV weather app. Important to have because we have that threat for severe weather later on. We're actually in a level 1 and a level 2. A level 1 is a low risk. A level 2 is a slight risk, and there's a slight risk here from around Elliott to Salisbury to Ocean Pines and points north. We're in that slight risk of seeing, I think, damaging winds. That is the main impact with storms possibly later tonight, and then a lower risk of that farther south in Maryland and Virginia as well. There's always that chance of a spin-up tornado and a little bit of hail as well, but I think the wind is the main impact. This morning, low to mid-70s, very mild out the door as the winds are coming in out of the southwest, pulling in this very warm and muggy air. We have some high clouds out there right now, otherwise mostly clear. Widen out the view. Here's a warm front right around the Norfolk area. That will move to the north and bring in the really hot air later on. And then farther to the west, we have a big complex of storms moving through Missouri. Looks like severe weather there. Then we've got a front farther to the west, and this will all kind of hook up together and then start to move our way later this evening for that potential of severe weather. But it's the heat first, already into the low 80s by 8 a.m. and then by noon, we're into the low 90s. Inland areas, even Lewis and Rehoboth, you could be in the low 90s. Some places mid-90s later this afternoon. You use caution. Stay hydrated with water. Slightly cooler at the beaches. And then a very hot evening. And then I think those storms anywhere from about 9 p.m. on start to move in, and they could have some damaging winds. Make sure those lawn ornaments and lawn furniture is tied down or brought inside. Some heavy rain, hopefully accompanying some of these storms. Really not a flooding threat because it has been so dry. dry. And I think more of those showers through the overnight, probably storms diminishing to showers through Thursday morning, maybe lingering showers. It's a very early Thursday, then mostly cloudy, 70s by noon, and then clearing out as we go into the afternoon with temperatures falling through the 80s. Our severe threat, our tornado chance is low, not zero. Always have to watch out for that later on, but a moderate chance of heavy rain and wind damage, but a low chance of large hail. What feels like temperatures this afternoon into the 90s. And then for the weekend, I think our dry weekends end as a better chance of rain starts to build in. Hopefully some beneficial rain as we go into tonight and tomorrow. So it's hot today, stormy tonight. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, 88 Thursday, 81 Friday, and then muggy for the weekend, 88 with showers Saturday, maybe storms on Sunday, 90, and then cooler and drier into early next week.
Thank you, Bob. The Delaware Senate is tackling public education funding reform. What they passed is Senate Concurrent Resolution 201. This creates a commission to review and recommend reforms to the state's public education funding system. This new commission will examine these proposals and develop a multi-year plan. The goal of the commission is to address student needs and get resources more equitable. The legislation now heads to the House for final consideration.
The Milford City Council's approved a financial incentive package for volunteer firefighters. This was done through something called a Memorandum of Understanding with the Carlisle Fire Company. It would provide a tax refund of up to $1,000 for active volunteer firefighters who own homes and live within city limits. There are a few other requirements that do need to be met to get that money, including a certification from the fire chief that they responded to 30% of the total fire calls for a 12-month period. Also proof of residence and a receipt of paid City of Milford property taxes.
We're just over a week away from Independence Day. Fireworks are a big part of that celebration, and the Maryland State Fire Marshal, they've sent out some reminders in the lead up to the holiday. When it comes to having your own fireworks in the state, there's several types that aren't allowed, and also lighting off your own fireworks, that is not allowed in a number of Maryland's counties as well as Ocean City. And if you are going to light up the night sky, they say to have a bucket of water or hose available and fully extinguish remains of fireworks in water before disposing.
It's now 6:50. We're going to check in now with our Coastal Pet of the Day.
And today's Coastal Pet of the Day, not so judgy dog on your screen right now, Pixie Peanut, a 15-year-old Jack Russell Terrier. Look at that face. Pixie, unlike her sibling Teddy, who we recently saw is an easygoing dog who doesn't care about car rides as long as they end up with a pup cup.
Yeah.
Pixie was also submitted to us by Tricia. So it was Teddy, that was the one, was the judgmental dog that did not like the owner's driving, right?
I think so. Side eye. I think that was yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Now it makes sense.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Has Teddy tried a pup cup? They're delicious. Even I like pup cups, so maybe he should try that. We want to see all your pets on Delmarva. Keep sending us photos and telling us what makes them so special.
Scan the QR code at the top of your screen to submit your furry friend to Coast TV News, and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
We're seeing mild and breezy conditions this morning. 75 in Laurel, some high clouds. We're heading for the 90s. Hot and then maybe stormy this evening. We're watching that, and then comfortable late week. Then a muggy weekend with better chance of rain. 4th of July right now looking good. I'll have your 10-day forecast coming up next.
This is your moment.
You can keep growing. You can keep getting stronger.
What an inspiration.
I'm ready to make more history.
I think something special's about to happen.
American Ninja Warrior, Monday on NBC and Peacock.
Season 19, the talent is insane.
I've never seen anything like this.
Thank you.
I never have done this before. I'm a little scared.
We have a medic on standby. What's happening?
AGT, Tuesday on NBC and Peacock.
Turn your dreams of a perfect kitchen into reality with That Cabinet Store, where a dedicated team of designers will bring your vision to life. Whether it's traditional or European, kitchen design is our specialty. And we can get your fully customized kitchen cabinets installed in as little as 4 weeks, semi-custom in 10 days. And if you're looking for new countertops, we offer quality in-house fabricated countertops. Dream today, designs for tomorrow at That Cabinet Store, located with Matt the Carpet Guy in Selbyville and Salisbury.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Today we're at Thompson Island Brewing Company in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Come check us out. Located in the Rehoboth Gateway next to Blue Coast Rehoboth, Thompson Island will follow the Sodell tradition of serving beautiful, simple food that will pair perfectly with our fresh homemade beer. Thompson Island is a perfect place to have dinner with your family, enjoy happy hour with friends at the bar, or spend a day in the beer garden playing bocce ball and ping pong. Thompson Island Brewing Company in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, open 7 days a week. See you soon.
Join Salisbury PFLAG and Salisbury Allies to celebrate kindness, love, diversity, and inclusion at the Salisbury Pride Festival and Parade, Saturday, June 29th in downtown Salisbury. Enjoy entertainment, exhibits, food, drinks, performances of an eclectic lineup of local talent, and more. Plus, join renowned drag queen, cabaret performer, and Grand Marshal Magnolia Applebottom for the parade that kicks off at 3 p.m. Visit SalisburyPrideParade.com for more info.
In our coastal communities, every wave has a tale. CoastTV brings these stories home, from the smallest shell in Ocean City to the lighthouse in Lewis. What happens here matters. Every moment, every detail is a chapter in our shared story. We're your neighbors, your friends, woven into the very sands of our community. Our stories are your stories, reflecting the heart and soul of our coastal life. CoastTV, our community, your news, where every story hits close to home.
It's now 6:54. It's time for some things you need to know before you go. A bill is expanding abortion access, and it's making its way to the desk of Delaware Governor Carney after being passed by the House and the Senate. House Bill 110 mandates most private health insurance plans, the state employee health insurance plan, and Delaware's Medicaid program cover abortion-related services beginning January 1st, 2025. Sponsors of the bill say that this will lower out-of-pocket costs and eliminate financial barriers to abortion access. It does cap coverage at $750 per person per year.
After a sluggish start in the spring, Ocean City parking is back, and it is back in a big way. New data just released shows May's numbers are up 14%. That's compared to last year, and according to the parking division, Memorial Day weekend, that was a big reason why. The parking division is hopeful it will meet projected numbers for the rest of the year.
Police continue working to solve a skimmer mystery. It's on your screen there. It's the device that was recovered by the Georgetown Police Department Friday from the Dollar General store on East Market Street in Georgetown. Police say the skimmer was installed June 15th, and a customer alerted the store after seeing fraudulent charges on their card. Then after that, an employee took a closer look. They found the skimming device attached to one of their self-checkout systems. That led to them calling the police.
The FCC has reached a $1 million settlement with Verizon over 911 call outages in 6 states. The incident occurred in December 2022, and the outage lasted for 1 hour and 44 minutes. To settle the matter, Verizon has agreed to implement a compliance plan and pay a $1 million civil penalty.
All right, it is now 6:56. It's time for a quick final look at your forecast before you head out the door.
Yeah, advice here. Have your CoastTV weather app handy today. Bob's continuing to track conditions for a first alert. Well, we're going to call it a first alert weather night.
Yeah, let's do that. First alert weather night, because I think the storms will probably come in after sunset, which is now about 8:30. And as you mentioned, important to have that CoastTV weather app on your phone to track those storms. They have little tags on them, so we'll be watching those storms as well later this evening. But today, during the daylight hours, we're tracking the heat. We're in the 70s, then 80s, and then quickly into the 90s by noon, mid-90s by the afternoon. And with the humidity, it is feeling like 100 or maybe a little bit above that. Paul Davis 10-day forecast. We then shift our focus to this evening. With those storms, could see some damaging winds. That's the main threat. Maybe winds in excess of 50 miles per hour, and hopefully some beneficial rain. Storms quit early Thursday, 88 there, and then on Friday, 81, and then into the weekend, muggy. I think we're going to see some showers Saturday, 88, and some storms on Sunday, 90. Drier to start early next week, and then right now, fingers crossed, 4th of July looking dry and hot, 92, but that could change. It's still several days out.
All right, Bob, thank you. We'll look forward to that. And thank you all for joining us on CoastTV News Today.
And the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
As always, we'll be back with CoastTV Midday at 11, so stick with us.
And for even more news and coverage you can count on, download our apps. Have a great Wednesday morning, everybody.